New Tool Day Tuesday, where I share with you guys unique or useful tools that I myself use that I think you might be interested in. We have two different heat guns on my workbench and I want to share them with you today. Both of them are pretty unique. Both are made by Harbor Freight and they are underneath the Hercules brand. And now if you're not familiar with the Hercules brand, it's their brand that is considered the professional grade. Now I use heat guns all the time. I use them for heat shrink, I use them for heating things up, I use them for kind of flashing over paint. Sometimes I use them on plastic bumpers or plastic car parts to reshape them. And one day I was using my trusty heat gun and it quit working. So I went to Harbor Freight and I purchased this guy. It does have a digital display. We'll talk about it in a second. Being one of the professional grade tools in the Harbor Freight lineup, this one's going to cost a little bit more at $69.99, but it's well worth it. Let's talk about some of the features. This heat gun is rated for 1700 watts. It's going to pull 14 amps and it has an airflow of 17 CFMs. That's really impressive and pretty much the most you're going to get out of a plug-in type heat gun. What really makes this heat gun shine is not only does it have variable heat controls, it also has a variable fan control. You can set the temperature anywhere between 120 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to 1200 degrees Fahrenheit for those things that you really need a lot of heat for. And the fan speed is adjustable from low to high with 6 different speeds. Everything is done from this easily adjustable panel on the back side of the heat gun. It's very easy to use. It also comes with different heat deflectors. Personally, I don't use these, but a lot of people do. They're really good for if you're trying to thaw pipes out or something, you need to use something like this to direct that heat right around the pipe. For me, I don't use them, but this may be something that you're going to want to use. All of that being said, the larger heat gun is awesome in every way. However, it is a little big, it's a little bulky, and it does have an electric cord, and sometimes, well, you just don't want to fight those cords. So now Harbor Freight has a battery operated heat gun, and it seems pretty impressive for what it really is. It is light, weighing in at less than 1.5 pounds, and it feels really good in your hand. It is small and compact. That's one of the features I like about it. It does not get nearly as hot as the bigger guy back here, but it does get up to 905 degrees, which is plenty hot for a lot of things. I do not see a CFM rating on this, but I will tell you it's probably a lot less than the big guy, but it's adequate enough to do a lot of things such as warming up pipes or maybe taking heat shrink and shrinking it down. Its operation is pretty simple. You just pull the trigger and it is on. There is no setting for the heat and there is no setting for the fan. For most situations, this will be just fine. There is an LED light bulb on the front that comes on when you're using the heat gun, and the heat gun accepts any of the Hercules batteries. Now I'm using a 2.5 amp hour battery on this heat gun, but if you're going to be using it a lot, you're probably going to upgrade to a 5 amp hour battery. And like its bigger brother, it comes with these deflectors that attach to the end of the heat gun. Albeit it is not nearly as impressive as its big brother, it is an awesome little heat gun to have. It's very handy because you're not going to have to fight the cord, and sometimes you just need to use a heat gun for some heat shrink, or you need to warm up a surface before you paint it, and that's where this guy shines. But when you really need to get a lot of work done and you need a lot of heat, well, its big brother is going to be perfect for that. I think these two heat guns complement each other, and I'm really glad to have them in my collection. If you like these types of videos, please like and subscribe. Take a look at some of my other videos, and at the very least, you might be entertained.